Good morning, dear students. We continue with the chapter Lines and Angles. Today we begin Lines and Angles Part 4. Lines and Angles Part 4. Textbook page number 94. Textbook page number 94. We'll be learning about the types of pairs of angles. We'll be learning about the types of pairs of angles. We'll be learning about 14 different types of pair of angles. Number 33, the types of pair of angles are, the first one we are going to learn is complementary pair of angles. Number 1, complementary pair of angles. Now, the definition of complementary pair of angles is given below here. When the sum of measures of two adjacent angles is exactly 90 degree, then such a pair of angles are known as complementary pair of angles. That means when two neighboring angles, two adjacent angles are there and the sum of measures of both the adjacent angles are exactly 90 degree, then those two pair of angles are known as complementary pair of angles. Here in this particular diagram, angle ABD is of measure 50 degree, angle CBD is of measure 40 degree. Both the angles are adjacent angles because they are having a common vertex B. They are having a common arm or ray, that is ray BD. And when we add the sum of their measures, 50 degree plus 40 degree, their sum total is 90 degree. So this two pair of angles will be called complementary pair of angles. The sum of measures of complementary pair of angles will be exactly 90 degree. And if we can observe the diagram, then the outer ray BA and ray BC are perpendicular to each other. And if we see the diagram, they form a 90 degree angle because they are perpendicular to each other. Angle ABC will be 90 degree because ray BA and ray BC are perpendicular to each other. So these two pair of angles are known as adjacent angles, but they will also be known as complementary pair of angles because the sum of measures of these two angles will be 90 degree. Let's go to another type of pair of angles, supplementary pair of angles. Number 2, supplementary pair of angles. When the sum of measures of two adjacent angles is exactly 180 degree, then such a pair of angles are known as supplementary pair of angles. Now if we look in this diagram, angle ABD is of measure 130 degree, angle CBD is of measure 50 degree. If we add the sum of measures of these two angles, that is 130 degree plus 50 degree, their sum total will be 180 degree. Hence we can say angle ABD and angle CBD are supplementary pair of angles. So we have to remember that when two adjacent angles are having sum of measures of their angle exactly 180 degree, then such a pair of angles are known as supplementary pair of angles. Now in this particular diagram, angle ABD and angle CBD form a linear pair because they lie on a straight line AC and they are having a common vertex B and a common arm ray BD. So these two angles, angle ABD and angle CBD, form a linear pair. So we can say linear pair of angles are supplementary pair, or we can say the linear pair of angles have sum of measures 180 degree. The linear pair of angles have sum of measures 180 degree. Similarly, in this next diagram, if we see a parallelogram is given, parallelogram ABCD is given, and angle A and angle B are adjacent angles, they are neighboring angles. In a parallelogram, the neighboring angles have a sum of measures of exactly 180 degree. So in a parallelogram, the property we have to remember is the sum of measures of the neighboring angles will be always 180 degree in a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, we have to remember this special property that the sum of measures of two neighboring angles will be 180 degree. So here if angle A is 70 degree, then angle B will be 110 degree, because when we add 70 degree plus 110 degree, their total will be 180 degree. Similarly, angle A and angle D will also have their sum of measures as 180 degree. If angle A is 70 degree, then angle D will be 110 degree, because their sum total will be 70 plus 110, that is equal to 180 degree. So we can say in a parallelogram, neighboring angles are supplementary pair of angles. In a parallelogram, neighboring angles are supplementary pair of angles. We can say angle A is the neighbor of angle B, or angle B is the neighbor of angle A. Similarly, angle A is the neighbor of angle D, or angle D is the neighbor of angle A. Similarly, angle C is the neighbor of angle D, and angle D is the neighbor of angle C. Similarly, angle B is the neighbor of angle C, and angle C is the neighbor of angle B. So here, the sum of measures of angle B and angle C, if their sum total is removed, it will be 180 degree. So if angle B is 110 degree, then angle C will be 70 degree. So we have to remember in a parallelogram, the neighboring angles, the sum total of their measures will be 180 degree. Similarly, in a parallelogram, we also have to remember another property, that opposite angles are of equal measure. Angle A and angle C are opposite angles. So angle A and angle C will have the same measure in a parallelogram. If angle A is 70 degree, then angle C will also be 70 degree. Similarly, if angle B is 110 degree, then its opposite angle, angle D, will also be 110 degree. So we have to remember two properties in a parallelogram, that neighboring angles are supplementary pair of angles, and opposite angles are of equal measure. Opposite angles, angle A and angle C, are opposite angles, and they will have the same measure, 70 degree. Similarly, angle B and angle D will be opposite angles, and they will have the same measure, that will be 110 degree. Similarly, neighboring angles will be supplementary pair, and we have to remember in a supplementary pair of angles, the sum of measures of two neighboring angles or adjacent angles will be exactly 180 degree. Similarly, if we look at two parallel lines and it's transversal, angle DQR is given 100 degree, and angle BRQ is given as 80 degree. Here also we have to understand, children, since these are two parallel lines and PS is the transversal, it forms a part of the parallelogram. Or we can remember this two angles as co-interior angles, and we'll be learning about co-interior angles in the next topic. So here, co-interior angles are also supplementary pair of angles. That, children, we have to remember. Between two parallel lines, the angles formed on the same side of the transversal, here the transversal is PS, and angle DQR and angle BRQ form an angle between the two parallel lines, and they form an angle on the right side of this transversal. So the angle found on the same side of the transversal and between the two parallel lines, those angles are known as co-interior angles, and co-interior angles are supplementary. That means their sum of measures of their angles will be 180 degree. So here DQR is 100 degree, then BRQ we can calculate and say that its measure will be 80 degree. Let's go to the third type of pair of angles. The third type will be linear pair of angles. This is a very important type of pair of angles, children. We have to remember, in a linear pair of angles, the particular pattern of the English letter T is formed. So children, if you look at the diagram, this looks like an inverted T, just like this T. So let us study about its definition. When the sum of measures of two adjacent angles is exactly 180 degree, and they lie on a straight line, and they have a common vertex, a common arm, and the two other arms forms two opposite rays, then such a pair of angles are known as linear pair of angles. The linear pair of angles form the inverted pattern of the English letter T. It can be a normal T, an inverted T, a right side sleeping T, or a left side sleeping T. So this four different types of T pattern can be formed, and we have to understand those two angles lying on the straight line, those two angles will form the linear pair. So here in this particular diagram, line AC is a straight line, and we can say ray BA and ray BC form opposite rays. Ray BA, the starting point is point B, and we can say ray BA starting point is B and it extends in the direction of A. Similarly, ray BC, the starting point is B and it extends towards the direction of C. So we can say there are two opposite rays for these two angles, and ray BD is the common ray for both the angles, and point B is the common vertex for both the angles. So here we can say both these angles are having a common vertex and they are having a common arm or a common ray, and the other two arms form two opposite rays and they lie on a straight line. Then such a pair of angles are known as linear pair of angles. And we have to remember that linear pair of angles are supplementary. That means the sum of measures of the linear pair of angles will always be equal to 180 degree. So here if angle ABD is equal to 140 degree, then we can automatically calculate the value of measure of angle CBD. The measure of angle CBD will be 40 degree, because when we add 140 degree plus 40 degree, their total will be 180 degree. So we can say linear pair of angles are supplementary pair of angles. Linear pair of angles have their sum total of measures of their angles as 180 degree. Let's go to the next type of pair of angles, distinct angles. The angles which are different and have different degree measurement and they do not have the same vertex or the same arms, such a pair of angles are known as distinct angles. So here angle ABC and angle PQR are said to be distinct angles because they do not have the common vertex, because their vertex for angle ABC is point B and the vertex of angle PQR is point Q. So they do not have the common vertex and they do not have the same arms or rays. So we can say these two angles are different angles. Different angles are also known as distinct angles. So angle ABC and angle PQR are said to be distinct angles. Also their degree measurement is different. So angles whose degree measurements are different, their vertex are different, their arms are different, then such a pair of angles are known as distinct angles. We can say different angles are known as distinct angles. Different angles are also known as distinct angles. Let's go to the next type, number 5, congruent angles. The angles which are different but they have the same degree measurement, then they are known as congruent angles. When two or more distinct angles or different angles have the same degree measurement, then they are known as congruent angles. Although the degree measurement of both these angles are different, angle PQR has an angle measure of 50 degree. Angle XYZ has an angle measurement of 50 degree. Both these angles are different angles. They are distinct angles. Yet their degree measurement is same, 50 degree. So we can say angle PQR and angle XYZ are congruent angles. For example, if measure angle A is 60 degree and measure angle B is 60 degree, then we can say that angle A is congruent to angle B, and symbolically it can be written as angle A congruent to angle B. This symbol is known as the congruent symbol. It is the equal to symbol with an inverted N letter, something like N, which is having a curve or a sleeping S we can say, but in the shape of the letter N. So this symbol is known as is congruent to. This symbol is known as is congruent to. So we'll read this mathematical notation as angle A is congruent to angle B. It means angle A and angle B have the same measurement, their measures are equal, so we can say the angles are congruent. When two angles have the same degree measurement, we can say the two angles are congruent. That means their measurements are equal. That means measure angle A is equal to measure angle B. So we can say measure angle A is equal to measure angle B. When angles are congruent, then their measures are equal. So here angle A is congruent to angle B. That means measure angle A is equal to measure angle B. That means their measures will be equal. And when angles are congruent, their measures will be equal. Congruent angles have the same degree measurement. Let's go to the next type, that is adjacent angles. Number 6, adjacent angles. The angles which lie close to each other or may not have a common vertex and are neighboring angles, then such a pair of angles are known as adjacent angles. Neighboring angles are known as adjacent angles. So in this particular diagram, parallelogram ABCD is given. Angle A and angle B are said to be neighbors. Angle B and angle C are said to be neighbors. Angle C and angle D are said to be neighbors. Angle D and angle A are said to be neighbors. So we can say angle A is adjacent to angle B. Angle B is adjacent to angle C. Angle C is adjacent to angle D. And angle D is adjacent to angle A. And we have to remember, in a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. That means the sum total of their measures will be 180 degree. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary, while opposite angles are congruent angles. So here angle A and angle C will be congruent angles. They will have the same measurement, 70 degree, 70 degree. Similarly, angle B and angle D will be congruent angles because they are opposite angles. And in a parallelogram, opposite angles are of same measurement and they are congruent angles. While in a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. So if angle A is 70 degree, then its adjacent angle or the neighboring angle will be 110 degree because the sum total of both these angles will be 180 degree. 70 degree plus 110 degree will be 180 degree. So we have to remember, in a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary while opposite angles are congruent angles. So here angle A and angle C are said to be opposite angles. Angle B and angle D are said to be opposite angles, while angle A and angle B are adjacent angles. Angle B and angle C are adjacent angles. Angle C and angle D are adjacent angles. Angle D and angle A are said to be adjacent angles. Similarly, for two parallel line and its transversal line PS, we can say angle DQR and angle BRQ are adjacent angles. They are nearby angles or neighboring angles, but they also form an angle known as co-interior angles. So we can say co-interior angles are adjacent angles or neighboring angles. So here angle DQR and angle BRQ are adjacent angles. So for parallel lines, we have to also remember that co-interior angles are supplementary. So here angle DQR is 100 degree. Then we can calculate the value of angle BRQ as 80 degree because co-interior angles are supplementary. So their sum total of their measures will be 180 degree. Co-interior angles are also known as adjacent angles. Here they are neighboring angles or nearby angles. So we'll call them as adjacent angles. Here in this diagram, triangle ABC is given and its interior angles measurement is given. Angle A is 80 degree, angle B is 40 degree, and angle ACB is 60 degree, and angle ACD is 120 degree. So here angle ACB and angle ACD are called neighboring angles because they also form a linear pair, children, because we know that in a linear pair of angles, the two angles lie on a straight line. Here the straight line BD has two angles and those two angles are angle ACB and angle ACD. Angle ACB and angle ACD. So here angle ACB and angle ACD are said to be neighboring angles or adjacent angles, and they also form a linear pair of angles. Angle ACD is called the exterior angle and angle ACB is called the interior angle for this given triangle. Angle ACB is called the interior angle and angle ACD is called the exterior angle as it lies outside the triangle. While angle A and angle B will be known as the interior opposite angles. Angle A and angle B will be known as the interior opposite angles. While angle ACD and angle ACB are said to be adjacent angles or neighboring angles, and they also form a linear pair of angles. Let's go to the next type of pair of angles. Number 7, interior angles. The angles which lie inside a polygon or inside a geometric shape or lie between two or more lines, then such a pair of angles are known as interior angles. So here for this triangle ABC, angle A and angle ABC and angle ACB are said to be the interior angles. The angles marked with the violet color are known as the interior angles. So here even the letter or the spelling interior angles is written in the violet color. So this violet colored marked angles are known as the interior angles. Angle A and angle ABC and angle ACB. While the green color marked angles are known as the exterior angles as they lie outside the triangle. So here angle ACD is known as the exterior angle. Angle ACD is known as the exterior angle. Angle ABE is known as the exterior angle. Angle ABE is also known as the exterior angle. Angle ABE and angle ACD are known as the exterior angles, and they are shown with the green colored markings, and the spelling of exterior angles is also written in green color. So children, it will be very easy for you to understand the color system I have used for explaining all these diagrams. So if the violet color marking is done, then the name is written in the violet color. While the green color markings of the angles are done, then the letters or the names are written in green color. So children, if you do not understand, you can look at the color code system which I've used for explaining all these types of angles. So we can say the angles which lie inside a polygon are known as interior angles, and the angles which lie outside the polygon are known as the exterior angles. Let's understand the definition of exterior angles. Number 8, exterior angles. The angles which lie outside a polygon, or they lie outside a geometric shape, or lie outside two or more lines, then such a pair of angles are known as exterior angles. So here in this diagram I have drawn the exterior angles and I marked it with the green color. So we can say the angles which lie outside the triangle are known as the exterior angles, or it can be lying outside a polygon or any shape, or the angles which lie outside two or more lines, then those pair of angles are known as exterior angles. And the angles which lie between two or more lines, or the angles which lie inside a polygon or a geometric shape, then those type of pair of angles are known as interior angles. So children, we have to understand the difference between interior angle and exterior angles. Interior angles are angles which lie inside a polygon, and exterior angles are angles which lie outside a polygon. Let's go to the next type of pair of angles. Number 9, opposite angles. The angles which lie close to each other but are not adjacent or neighbors, and which lie on the two endpoints of a diagonal, then such a pair of angles are known as opposite angles. For example, if we draw a line segment joining the points A and C, we can say line segment AC will be the diagonal of this parallelogram. Similarly, a line segment joining the points B and D, then we can say line segment BD will be the diagonal of this parallelogram ABCD. So for this parallelogram ABCD, we'll have two diagonals, line segment AC and line segment BD. And the angles which lie on the two endpoints of this diagonal will be known as the opposite angles. So for diagonal AC, angle A and angle C will be said to be the opposite angles. So we can say angle A and angle C are opposite angles. Similarly, for diagonal BD, the angle B and angle D lie on the two endpoints of the diagonal line segment BD. So we can say angle B and angle D are opposite angles. And children, here I have again denoted the angles with a color code system. So angle B and angle D are opposite angles. So I have shown them with the green color, while angle A and angle C are opposite angles. So I have shown them with the violet color. So children, we can say for quadrilateral ABCD, angle A and angle C are opposite angles, angle B and angle D are opposite angles. And if the quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then we can say for parallelogram ABCD, opposite angles are of equal measure. So children, we have to also remember that in parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent angles and they are of equal measure. That means if angle A is congruent to angle C, that means their measures will be equal. That means if angle A is congruent to angle C, we can say measure angle A is equal to measure angle C. Similarly, For a parallelogram ABCD, angle B is congruent to angle D because they are opposite angles. Opposite angles are congruent. So we can say congruent angles are of equal measure. That means if angle B is congruent to angle D, we can say measure angle B is equal to measure angle D. So in a parallelogram, opposite angles are of equal measure and we can say opposite angles are also congruent. So here we should know which angles are known as congruent angles. So children, here we can say angle A and angle C are opposite angles and angle B and angle D are opposite angles.